Welcome to FXStreet. If you like what we're talking about, you'd like to be updated to our content on a regular basis, head over to YouTube and hit the subscribe button. You can follow Akash and I individually on Twitter, Akash at Mangyeko, and myself at JustAnalysis1. Taking a look at Ripple. Man, Ripple, like if Ripple was on a tree and the tree was a bear tree, it like fell and then hit every bare branch on the way down, and then it almost hit the last limb before it would have crashed to the ground, but miraculously was saved by, I don't know, something. But it had a this is the weekly chart, massive drop, and really, and we've been kind of talking about these lows, especially in the threat that Ripple facing some pretty significant downside pressure if it had any close below that 103 to 98 cent level, that a push down to 80 cents and that 65-cent range was fairly like really highly likely. And in fact, a lot of cryptos right now have this volume profile where it's been spending most of the time trading in 2021, just kind of below that range is a really big gap, like you see on Ripple here. And a lot of those gaps were tested, filled, and recovered all the way through, and are now kind of testing them. So that's where Ripple's at right now. Ripple is up against the 382 fib retracement. It's back above its Tenkan-sen. The optics bands are extremely low here. The composite index is quite, I mean, there's very clear hidden bullish divergence here. Despite the big drop there, we didn't get it closed all the way down there, and the RSI has been holding up pretty nicely so far on the daily chart. And you look at the weekly, and it's a little iffy here. The one thing that Ripple has going for it is that there's some a fairly low reading in the composite index, showing signs that downside pressure here is likely to at least slow down or discontinue totally. This could be setting up for a very massive bear trap. And I'm really not, again, I'm not looking to go long on Ripple until there's some close around on the weekly chart or the daily chart around $1.19, because it's still very iffy down here. From a point figure perspective, on the 5-cent 3-box reversal chart, we do have a beautiful setup here for a shakeout entry, which would be along here at 105, stop down to 85 cents with the target up at 175. If it moves below, and it has a close here below 80 cents, moves down to 80 cents and closes there, then it's invalidated. But for right now, this is a really nice setup on that 5-cent point 3-box reversal point figure chart. But yeah, I think, just in the short run, certainly a retest of the $1 level to test as resistance is likely. And I mean, downside risk, I think, is fairly substantial, is that 60-cent level. If we get above $1, probably going to see it rally throughout the rest of the year. And I don't know if it'll push no all-time highs, but it should start to push towards that $2 to $2.50 range. I'm not sure what you see, Akash. I'll pass it off to you.
Yeah, just a second. Let me just pull up my, So Ripple's obviously collected the December 4th crash was collected liquidity resting below the 0.688 swing lows here, kind of formed a double bottom of sorts here. And then the 0.612 swing low formed here on July 26th. So far, the recovery seems to be going along pretty slow compared to a lot of altcoins, especially meta tokens, which have really rallied in the last hour or so a lot. And if you look at a line chart, it seems to be forming some sort of a double bottom of sorts, which is really good. And I'm expecting Ripple to continue going higher, provided it manages to produce a higher high above this swing high at 0.84. Let me switch back to the candlesticks. Yeah, so what I expect Ripple to do going forward is, again, there's a lot of inefficiency here with the price slid straight down, and there's no trading that happened here. So I'm expecting Ripple to continue its uptrend, go higher, move around a little bit here, consolidate, probably collect liquidity resting above these tiny highs here around 0.93, roughly around the $1 psychological level. But typically what I want Ripple to do is retest this swing high, 30th November swing high at 1.03. So that's what I'm looking at for Ripple. From the current position, this would be a 23% upswing, kind of a lot, but I would generally be hoping, like before I enter long right now, I don't want to enter long right here because there's a high chance of rejection coming lower and probably going higher before we actually get a decisive flip of this level here at 0.84 and then go higher. So what I would do typically is wait for a retracement towards the optimal trade entry and then go higher. So let me just show that on a lower time frame. So assuming this is where the swing high is, just a second. So assuming this is the swing high and we see a lot of downswing take place here, I would expect Ripple to, I would probably enter long around 0.786 and put my stop losses below 0.75, probably below the bodies of these candles here, 0.72. Either way, depends on your risk appetite, and take profit around this level here, and not the whole position, maybe half of it around here, and then the rest around here. That's my outlook on Ripple, and that's what I've been talking about it yesterday in my top 3 article. And yeah, so it's pretty simple. Retracement, go higher. If it goes higher, wait for a flip of this 0.84 level, and then probably enter here. Either way, I think things are looking pretty good considering how Bitcoin is going probably to retest the 53,000 level. So yeah, let me keep it simple. This is my take on Ripple.